We all met up when Lombok was getting smashed to bits by multiple earthquakes. More than 700,000 people were affected. 75,000 homes were flattened, and rainy season was coming. Throughout the earthquakes, our foundation teams saved lives. They supplied food, aid, generators, water, helping thousands. Our Lombok Heroes project, in tooling up and mobilising thousands of village people to clear their house spaces and build thousands of temporary homes, reduced the suffering of tens of thousands of people. We dispersed more than 10,000 big hammers and tools. We were surprised that no other government or aid agency didn't take up this common sense initiative. Today we have over 100 foundation bases and several thousand unpaid volunteers. Throughout the earthquake, and with our work today, we have a great need. The need being a big multi-use foundation base that we own. Our purpose is the same as always, to supply resources so that locals can help locals without the need for a huge amount of funds. The first need is to provide a medical clinic for our volunteer doctors. Our second need is to have a base for our 2 portable emergency relief medical units. Next thing we need is an ambulance base with a simple kitchen and overnight accommodation for late night call-outs. One of our most important needs is a Lombok Forgotten Children headquarters, a base where Endri can plan and coordinate, helping thousands of sick, dying and disabled poor, connecting them to life-saving surgeries, medicines, disability aids and emergency food aid. Our next big dream is a Lombok Disability Centre. Thousands of people during the earthquakes are now newly disabled. We have distributed more than 3,000 crutches and walking aids. 10% of Lombok has a disability of one kind or another. We want to provide free space for supporting foundations such as Puspadi Bali, and we would love to establish Lombok's first prosthetics centre. Also to realise Indonesia's disabled are often shunned or abandoned, and it's often left to the elderly to look after the disabled. They have it really tough. Disability empowerment, sports, job training, enterprise, all important things we can do from this location. Another important need is a Wheelchairs for Kids Foundation space. We need an office for coordinating wheelchairs all over Lombok, Sumbawa, Flores. It's a population of around 6 million. We also need a large safe storage area for our shipments of chronic disabled wheelchairs. Safe storage is really important, and we also have other aid items, our medical supplies and our disaster relief equipment. We need to set up a training area for volunteers to learn wheelchair fitting, first aid. Our work was unique and significant during the Lombok earthquake emergency. We need to always have our facility disaster ready, to train and to have photos and posters to tell these stories. Also, to use our skills to maybe help other disaster-hit regions of Indonesia. A place for our supporting friends to visit, to see what we do, how we do it, to maybe stay overnight, and to get to know our amazing young volunteers. In the mornings, we may even have space for a village preschool. We don't have an exact plan of what we'll do first, but what we do know is by having our own building, it'll stop the suffering of thousands for generations to come. In the background of this photo, you can see a flattened earthquake house. This is the start of our dream, and the land we've got from government. It's had to be filled in, and this alone took a lot of work. It's quite a lot of fill. The fill came from earthquake rubble homes. We were lucky to get a grader driver free to help us flatten the land, and then the hard work started with stone walls. We've got a stunning view, and that goes down to a really clean river. Then slowly by slowly it flattened out. The foundations for our 2 hospital containers were put in, and then eventually the foundations for the main building. This is the containers getting craned in, and then they're finally into place. So they're our hospital units. Then the building starts.
Hi, Pete. Um, I'm here now at the Lombok Earthquake Center. It's almost the roof is almost done.
Endri Foundation kini telah membangun tempat mitigasi bencana Lombok Earthquake Center di Dusun Kapu, Desa Jenggala, Kecamatan Tanjung, Lombok Utara. Bangunan tersebut ditandai dengan peletakan batu pertama oleh Sekretaris Daerah Lombok Utara Haji Suwardi Kamis sore. Kepada media ini, Haji
Morning everyone. Now we are very happy. So we are in Lombok Earthquake Center and Foundation in Lombok. So this is our building. It's still on process. So now it's already busy. Look. So it's very good quality, and every day is still on making and still in process. So let's see all Leo and everything. So we have many big plan for this building, and we hope this is very useful the social activity in the future. So we would like to say thank you for Susan, Hadas, Peter, Hani, and all of you who was support our social project in Lombok Earthquake Center. Thank you very much, and see you soon.
We're also been given the perfect land by government. It's easy 2-hour fast boat trip from Bali. It's close to Gili Island, so Western supporters can visit it, which is really important when it comes to funding and people seeing what's happening. We're right next to a really beautiful clean river, so if they stay the night or people are staying, we can go down the river and swim in that. It's located, importantly, where it's supposed to be, where all the injured are. So you can see it's not far away from the epicenter. There's the epicenter, it's right on it. This area got severely hit. The Lombok Earthquake and Disability Centre is a super big dream. Over time it will help thousands of sick and disabled, and we really value the patient support of all our friends who are making this happen. Thank you very much.